I'd like to start this final lesson with a question that might be somewhat uncomfortable. Is it possible that the most damage you've done as a leader, a coach, a teacher, maybe a mentor, came not from neglect, not from poor judgment, but from helping too much? I mean, well-intentioned, genuinely caring, warmly offered help, the kind that felt good to give, the kind the other person thanks you for. Michael Bungay Stanier, author of the best-selling coaching book of the last decade, has a name for the inner drive behind that kind of help. He calls it the advice monster. Over the 4 lessons together, I think you're ready to meet it honestly, because it's the thing that, left unchecked, limits the development of everyone around you. This is the final lesson of the complimentary Creating a Coaching Culture program, or Coaches Coaching Coaches. And this one might be the most personally confronting of all 4. The advice monster, Bungay Stanier's research shows, isn't a single habit. It actually has 3 faces, with most people having a dominant one. The first phase he calls tell it. This is a reflexive expert. It answers before the question is fully asked. It connects every problem to a personal experience. It's most comfortable when dispensing knowledge. If you catch yourself saying or thinking, I know exactly what you should do here, before the other person has finished speaking, that's tell it. The second phase is save it. This is the compulsive rescuer. It removes obstacles well before the other person has had the chance to develop the skill to navigate it. It confuses discomfort with danger. Let me take care of this for you. That's save it. The third phase is control it. This is the anxious manager. It manages the process too closely, prescribes the method, monitors progress in ways that signal, without meaning to, that they don't trust the other person's judgment. Let me show you how to do it properly. That's control it. All 3 can feel like leadership. All 3 have a cost that compounds over time. So there's a woman by the name of Liz Wiseman. She did some research on what she calls the multiplier leadership. It was drawn from 150 leaders across 35 different organizations on 4 different continents, and it found something very striking. Leaders who held back their own knowledge long enough to engage others' thinking extracted twice the intelligence from their teams as leaders who led with the answers. That's twice as much. The leaders who gave the most advice, who were the most expert, the most helpful in the traditional sense, were getting roughly half the intellectual output from their teams as the leaders who asked more and told less. Wiseman called them diminishers and multipliers. And diminishers weren't bad people. Most of them thought they were the smartest people in the room. The multipliers had figured out something more powerful: how to make the whole room smarter. Edgar Schein's research on organizational helping adds another dimension. He found that when people are consistently helped in the expert mode, where the helper just gives the answer, they stop developing their own diagnostic capacity. They learn at a neural level that the helper's answer will always be faster and more confident than their own. The result isn't just dependency, it's a gradual erosion of confidence. So, what do you do instead? Bungay Stanier's answer was deceptively simple. Stay curious a little bit longer before reaching for advice. Not indefinitely, not instead of ever sharing what you know, just a little bit longer. Just one more question. Let there be one more pause. Give the other person one more chance to find their own way to answer before you hand it to them. His most powerful single tool is a 3-word question. And what else? Research on coaching conversations shows that the first thing someone says is rarely the root issue. It's the socially safe version of the problem. It's the one that's acceptable to admit. And what else opens the door to the real conversation? Let me show you what that looks like concretely. Say a team member comes to their manager and says they're struggling with a difficult stakeholder relationship. The save it response says, leave it with me. I know her. I'll sort it out. Problem solved, right? Yeah, in the short term, it probably is. In the long term, that team member just learned that difficult situations get headed up the ladder and that they themselves aren't capable of handling them. The coaching response asks, what have you tried so far? 2 minutes, one question later, that team member remembers that the stakeholder mentioned at the kickoff that she hates email and to use the phone instead. The team member solves their own problem and they build a professional habit they'll carry into every project after this one. The investment was simple: one question and then 2 minutes of silence. You've covered 4 lessons together: the shift from expert to coach, what a coaching culture actually requires, the power of genuine listening, and now the cost and the discipline of holding back help you most want to give. These 4 ideas are a foundation of everything in the Coaching Coaches program. Month by month, week by week, you build on each of them in practice, in community, in your real conversation with real people. In this final lesson, you'll work through the research, the case study, and 2 practice prompts, including one that deliberately lets you experience what it feels like to suppress the advice monster in real time. It's uncomfortable, it's instructive, it's worth it. And in the end of the lesson, there's an invitation. If what you've discovered across these 4 weeks matters to you, we think the Pathfinder Guild is where the work can continue. We sincerely hope we'll see you there. Our offers are genuine, and we appreciate you listening to us today.